Hi there. Before you jump into this episode, we want to make sure our listeners know about the How Do You Drew Patreon page, where we release exclusive content for our members.
We've shared unedited video versions of podcast episodes, rare Drew Barrymore photos from our digital archives, movie commentaries, and so much more.
We're currently working through a deep dive of each chapter of Little Girl Lost, which, if you don't know, is Drew's out-of-print autobiography released when she was only a teenager. And it's been really good stuff, you guys.
There's already plenty of content to dig into and lots more to come. So join now for as little as $1 a month and support us at How Do You Drew.
Yeah, go to patreon.com/howdoyoudrew to join today. Thank you.
Enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to How Do You Drew?
This is a Drew Barrymore podcast brought to you by thedrewseum.com.
And sponsored by our friends at Positive Medium.
I'm Anne.
And I'm Ashley.
And
Woo-hoo.
hello.
Feels like it's been a long time.
It has.
It has.
I know. I kind of was like, wait, have we really not recorded in like 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what happens when we do one super early for once in our lives.
Yeah, so this is weird. Like, it's probably almost the longest we've spent Nick not recording something.
Away from each other.
I was going to say that, and I'm like, is that dramatic?
All right. So, I mean, let me talk about last episode because, of course, I have the, update of all updates. So, if you guys don't know, we were covering Drew's 1992 television series, 2000 Malibu Road. We did it as our summer series. It was a summer TV series. We thought it'd be fun. We did all 6 episodes over the course of 3 of our episodes. And throughout the entire thing, I was like, I gotta find this house.
Yes,
I gotta
determined.
find this house.
Determined.
Yes. Number 1, I love filming locations and figuring them out. Number 2, I'm like the freaking dog with the bone. When I want to find something out, I research it to death.
To death.
But I kept going, Ashley, it doesn't matter. Let it go. You're not having any luck. Let it go. Let it go. Who cares? No one cares. No one watched this show, but I care. So literally our last episode comes out, our last Drew's Day. And I was like, I just want to look again because I had been in Malibu, right? Before that episode came out, but after we'd recorded it, I literally drove down PCH in Malibu and I was looking around and I was like, I bet I could do this with aerial views. I bet I could find it by looking at Google Maps aerial views. And so that's what I did. And I was looking specifically for the pool because the pool is quite unusually shaped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. I mean, I looked through miles and then I see one. I was like, oh, it's not perfect, but this, it almost looks right. It's got the same weird shape, but it's not identical. And I'm like, but it's set back from the house the same way. I sent you a screenshot of the map.
Yeah. And I was like, I cannot see. You had gotten so used to looking at these blurry overhead images. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you started sending more and more. And I was like,
because I was so excited. I mean, It's funny because I should have looked at the house that is on this property. And I should have gone, that's not it, because it's 100% not the house.
Yeah.
But my instinct, and I listened to it, I was like, maybe they rebuilt the house. And so I went down a huge rabbit hole. I will not get into every step of what I did. The house is currently for sale, which is so funny. But this house was built a decade ago. And the one that was there previously was the house from 2000 Malibu Road. And so it was located, if anyone cares, at 24834 Pacific Coast Highway. It's currently for sale for $36.5 million. That puts Casey from Mad Love's house to shame. That was only $4 million.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember the price. But I feel like this is the amount of money where it's huh?
Yeah. What are we doing? It's a freaking compound now.
Right. Houses in Los Angeles are minimum $1.5 million now. Almost no matter where you
just
are.
For any little thing. Yeah. So this was wild, deeply satisfying to like, I found like a random historical photo of the previous house, like on the Malibu
Historical
Historical
Society?
Society. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like matching that. Oh my God. I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely it. Even the lawn chairs, or not lawn chairs, patio furniture
Yeah.
from the show is from the same set as what was there when they took that photo.
Photographed it. Yeah.
So I texted our friend Lindsay of IamNotAstalker.com and everythingpalmsprings.com. And I was like, Lindsay, I found the house, because I had told her I was looking, but she just didn't have the bandwidth to help me at that time.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I have a post on this house. It was used in the original very first season of The Bachelor as the house where the Bachelor lived.
Oh my God.
I know. So then I got to see her post, which we will link to, and it had, she had done it a long time ago. So it had like the aerial views at the time. So she had all kinds of images I could look at, and she had screenshots from The Bachelor. I went and found it to like watch it online for free anyway and took more. It was so exciting for me. I'm like, I don't know what it is about my brain that like flips out with nerdom when I see this stuff, but like everything I could match was just like, yes, oh my God, I found it. This is right. This is right. Like, so exciting.
Because there are so many like unique features, and then you
Yes.
zoomed in on the thing that is like unique from the top, and the idea that they rebuilt it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm almost like, did they rebuild it because after The Bachelor, people kept trying to like go and visit the house from The Bachelor?
Maybe. I think whoever built it in its current state is just like out of control extravagant. Like if you saw what it looked like now, you'd be like, come on, who needs this? But yeah, it looks completely different.
The old house looked really great. Like I didn't really think it, I was like, oh, it's kind of like plain, but there are things about it that actually like look kind of cool.
Like the archway
at
the entrance. Yeah, there's a lot of neat things about it. I don't know when it was originally built. I don't think I was able to find that, but we can at least say 80s. Maybe
or earlier. I would almost guess like 60s.
Yeah, it could be. So that is the finale of 2000 Malibu Road.
That's putting like the nail in that coffin. I don't know. I don't know if we should say it's dead. I mean, it is dead. But
I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that show more than us, to be honest. When you search that show on Google, a lot of the results lead back to us.
Already?
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess including our website that has 2000 Malibu Road memorabilia.
For a long time on IMDb, the like cover image was like a scan of one of our ads. With our watermark and everything. So.
I love that. I love that we like thought to do watermarks, because now it's like, oh my God, it still leads to us. We're still here.
People love to steal our shit, let me tell you.
And we're still here. So if somebody cared enough to see that, anyways. Longevity, it's a thing. Okay,
is.
I feel like we haven't had this segment in a while because Drew's show hasn't been on. So let's talk about what Drew proclaimed her love for recently.
I love love.
It has been a while since we have had a list of Drew loves, but there's a reason we got an update this time around. Let's just go through the list first. Drew loves a butter churn. Of course.
Of course she does.
Frank Lloyd Wright.
So cool. I do too.
Yeah. A Q&A.
Of course.
And going places with her friends. Duh.
Absolutely duh. That's okay, great. So we have a little one. Guys, the show's coming back soon. So
oh my gosh, I know.
Drew Loves will start to get meaty again. Just the way we like it.
We love talking about the meat of the sandwich. We also this week, for the first time in forever, have a Drewism.
You know, those cool little isms that we do.
Both of these are coming from the same source, and we'll tell you guys about that in a minute. But I'll just set this up. Okay, this is Drew talking about how in society these days people are waiting for people to make mistakes so they can jump on them.
Because it is insane that we just take each other down and we're looking for it and we're waiting for it. And it's like a dog at a table waiting for that piece of food to fall. And then it's like all over the fucking linoleum floor because you said something.
It's so good.
I love it so much. I'm so happy we have that audio.
Me too.
Watching her do that like hammy, like angry Drew is the best.
I do love angry Drew. Why do I love it so much?
Yes. We'll talk about this.
Hate!
We love Drew when she hates things.
I hate it. Right? Hate it.
Okay, more Drew love soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about what's going on recently because news is popping up, guys.
Here we go with the news, everybody.
Okay, so as you said, the Drew Barrymore show is coming back, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
But the episodes are going to start filming very soon. So the in-studio audience, all that, it starts on September 3rd. So I think the first few shows are already sold out. But if you guys are going to be in New York, go to the website and you can sign up for tickets and then come back and tell us about it.
Yeah, and I should make a trip out there.
Yes, you should.
I've got some new friends out there because my New Yorker interns.
You made friends with Ross finally?
Yes, I did. I was just in Palm Springs last week. No. Okay, so now let's talk about the source of some of these things I've been talking about. Was this awesome thing that just like randomly came out and was so cool? Okay, so Bill Maher has a podcast called Club Random. And we got this random appearance by Drew.
Yeah, talk about random.
Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes long and like seemingly unedited. Like, like I thought it was like pretty much just all out there. There was nothing wild about it, but it was so fun to see Drew like loose like this.
Very loose. I was talking to our friend Renata of Drew Barrymore Brazil about this, and I was saying the way Drew is in this appearance or interview, how she's loose, like you said, or a little bit less showy, I guess I would say, feels very similar to me to when we last saw her. And when the cameras turned off and she started talking to us, I was like, that's the version of her that we were getting. Yeah, is the same version that was in this interview.
That like looks at you and is like putting their attention on you
and dropping the F-bomb.
Yeah,
nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, so this comparison you made.
Yeah, it weirdly gave me like weird reminiscence, is that a word, of her appearances on Letterman. And like, I can't really say why, but I think you're right.
So I agree. I was feeling like this really fun, playful sort of thing that was happening that like, I don't know Bill Maher well, but like, I don't think this is his normal vibe. Like, I thought
he was like sort of problematic. I don't know that much about him either, but I was like, oh, is this going to be like a problem that she went on here? But yeah, people loved it.
People loved it. I agree that it felt Letterman-y, and I think it was maybe like the flirtiness that was between them. There were so many people in the comments
make a lot of sense.
that seemed like people were like, this isn't Bill, like we have never seen, and like she's bringing this out of him, and like all this like interesting stuff. And there was playfulness, but that just felt like Drew, and so she, she's flirty. That's how she is.
Yeah, it could also be that he's like sort of this crotchety old man normally, but when he's talking to Drew, it's like, whoa, where did this come from?
And he seemed surprised by her too, in a really pleasant way. So it's sweet. So we'll get into some of the details. She was wearing a Flower Films t-shirt that was like super cute, simple. Did it have like different colored versions?
Yeah, it's like the logo.
I want one real bad. Who can we ask? If you're out there listening and you have some power.
Yeah, who could we ask?
Flower Films, archival stuff, send them our way. Anyways, we talked about the potty mouth. It's so fun. I always love when Drew is like, fuck. Like, I know, like we're not.
That's how she talks normally in real life.
Right. She just is like, plays it clean on her show. She's got a daytime
she has
show.
to.
Yeah, and she can. That's the thing. She's like America's sweetheart, Yeah. And people also think she's a sweetheart because she's real when she can be.
True.
I don't know. Some other fun details is Drew was drinking tea Java, of course, right?
Of course.
And they kind of like really made it obvious that she was just drinking her tea Java because
it was kind of funny because I kept expecting at the beginning that she would point out that it wasn't alcohol. And of course,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people who just saw the beginning. I thought she didn't drink anymore.
Right.
And then there were
Of
other
course.
people who were like, did you even watch the full thing? You can freaking see the bottle of
Right.
tea, and she's refilling it throughout the interview.
Right. And I guess if they're just listening to, well, I guess if they're listening to it, they wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like, it's sweet because we know that like that is her drink of choice, and she's got it. Like they're not showing the label, I don't think, but we know it's the
I saw the
bottle.
label.
Oh, you
I
did?
saw the
Okay.
label.
She
Yeah.
might even say it. She might even actually say something about the tea.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. Towards
Or
the
like
end.
something about, I don't know, being made of tea. She drinks so much of it. I don't know, something like that. Am I making that up? I don't know.
She's definitely said that at some point.
All right, so I'm going to let you take like one of the coolest details. Randomly, amazingly
Again.
cool details.
This very much feels in the same wheelhouse or the same like space as me freaking out over the 2000 Malibu Road house. But okay, so the interview starts, and there's like this weird implication that they are very near where Drew had lived when the house that burnt down in 2001. So the house she lived on Cherokee for a couple years prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about when the house burnt down, he had only lived there for 2 weeks, right next door. And I did like verify where his house is,
Mhm.
matches right next door to that property. There's a part where they discuss the fire. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of listen to that.
I will always blame myself for that fire. I'll always be like, I did something wrong. You know, I'm like a guilty person by nature. Everything is my fault.
Well, sure, you wanted to get out of the marriage, so you burned the house down. I think we all,
Shit,
we
if
all
only it was that easy.
I guess I found it interesting because we were discussing it so many times recently, and like, how did the fire get started? And like, of course, she blames herself for it.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
her nature. I understand
Mhm.
that. It's also my nature to like feel guilty for things that impacted me, but I had no control over.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm sorry, what? And I like rewind it. They are recording, the space they are recording in is on Drew's old property. And it was the yoga studio that she
Mhm.
apparently never really used. They're at her property. The part that didn't burn down, like apparently he owns that, and now he records out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like this very specific, it has this like special crooked door, like
Mhm.
slanted door. It's shown in Style magazine when they did the feature on her house in 99.
And we will
And
share
also-
these pictures on the episode page because it's really
Yes.
cool to like see it.
Yeah. And they're talking about the tiki bar that she built that's like basically on top of this building and how it's still there. And
Mhm.
apparently there's like a screening room somewhere over here that's still there. I was like, it was crazy to me how casual they were being about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I
That
guess
house that
because-
burned down?
I guess because they knew, like they knew that
and
that
maybe before they started recording, there was like moments of her like, oh my god, that's so weird to be back here that
Yeah.
we didn't get to see, because it
True.
was just like, oh yeah, we're in my old, like part of my old house, and I'm like, what?
I also like how she said something about like, I could have just lived in one of the other things on this property. Like, why did I
Yeah.
move away from the property?
Yeah, that
Like, I was like,
very
oh, interesting. And then we got another little detail about, we knew that Drew's dad lived near her house at one point. Did we know like what house? I guess maybe now we do.
I feel like I did think it was this one, but that might have just been like guesswork.
Okay. Or maybe it's talked about in something that's at this timeline. But either way,
Yeah.
Drew tells a story about her dad, and she like says he was staying like on the property. She says right outside the window, and she calls it in the treehouse. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like,
And
I'm
Bill
like,
was like, oh, the treehouse. Like, that's a whole nother thing we never saw anything about.
right. I need to look at aerial view. You probably
You
can't
can't.
tell
I already checked.
because it's in a tree, literally.
Uh-huh. Let's just play this clip where she tells this little anecdote about her dad.
Okay.
Right outside this window, my dad stayed on the property with me.
Is that
And it was
right?
like the only time I ever lived with him. Because
And
he
you
and
made
my
him stay outside the window?
well, in this pathway here, no, he stayed in the house next door.
The
The
treehouse.
tree house.
He says it.
He said to me, he was like, I said something about paranoia to him because he was extremely paranoid. But he said, it's not paranoia, it's baranoia. And that
Wow.
happened at this house.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you. You finally put a word to how I feel in the world. I have fucking paranoia.
I love that.
Me too.
We had just read the thing that was written about like what him and his son, like Drew's dad and Drew's like half brother, like selling the Barrymore.
Yeah, Barrymore. Yeah, lots of good puns there. We haven't really been using to their full extent.
Yeah, but paranoia.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I dig
that
it.
story is like vaguely familiar to me. So I might need to like search if she's told it before, but I loved hearing it either
Yeah.
way.
And he called it the treehouse. So like I think
Yeah.
it just felt so like, oh my God, of course he lived in a house that someone would call the treehouse.
Of course she did at that time. Of
Yeah.
course.
Right. I just had to like say I liked this sort of thing that they cracked up for like a minute about where Bill says he remembers Drew saying the night of the fire, or the night before the fire, like, I'm cooking dinner tonight. Then the house caught on fire. And they like talk about it and she's like, you can't like write this. Like you could just like smash cut like me saying I'm cooking dinner and then the house like burning. So they got a good laugh.
The house burned down.
We're
Speaking of
fine,
Tom-
but the house
speaking of
burned
Tom
down.
Green,
Yep, let's get into
They did
Tom.
have some interesting talk about Tom Green. Very much backed up our kind of intuitive thoughts about their relationship where, and I think it was when we did Movie Line October 2003 or one of the last movie lines we did. It backed up kind of our thoughts that Drew really didn't want to live out their entire romance in the public eye, but she was just trying to like go along with it. And like that eventually became too hard to do for her.
I mean, that makes total sense. And I think that's like basically what we've said.
Yeah.
Because we know that Tom like basically was like starting to do almost like Instagram before Instagram, like blogs on his website that were like kind of daily-ish. And sometimes it would be a picture of him and Drew. It was so fun for us.
They were so cool. Yeah.
Like, I'm sure we have some saved, right?
We have them all saved.
Okay. I love it. Oh my God. They were so sweet. Like, oh my God. So anyway, that makes sense that was hard for Drew because she says, I'm very open, but I'm not bringing cameras into my personal life until he was like fighting cancer. And that's how he wanted to deal with it.
Yeah.
Wild. I can't imagine.
And it didn't sound like she blamed him. She was just like, that's not really what I wanted to do, but I wanted to be like the cool girlfriend and go along with it.
Yeah, I guess I'll say one more thing about this because I like how they kind of get into relationship talk for a second. And she's talking about like altering herself and changing for Tom. And he's like, she like is going on this whole spiel. And then Bill's like, I don't like that you're saying alter and change.
Yeah.
That's where you need to like rethink. Yeah. You'll realize in 20 more years that just be you. And you don't need to change for anyone.
I know. It's interesting the way she kept phrasing that. And it wasn't even just about with Tom. It was just in general. Like, you do have, I think what she was trying to say was like, you do need to make like compromises in a relationship. But she did keep saying like change and alter instead. Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah. I think compromise is the term she was missing. But I liked it because it was sort of, I don't know. It gave him a chance to say like, you don't change anything. Like,
yeah. Oh, I did also like how he told her the treasure doesn't get hunted or doesn't do the hunting. That's what it was. Yeah, she was like, oh. She also talks about how last year she finally let go of the fear of getting in trouble and the feeling that she has to prove something to herself, that she has had those two feelings for as long as she can remember up until last year. Thoughts?
Like, I mean, fear of getting in trouble. When she said that, I like felt it because I was like, there's some part of me that always thinks I'm doing things wrong. Always. No matter if like people look at it and say, great job. I'm like, they don't know. I'm actually failing deep down. They just don't know it's deeply wrong. And so like, yeah, I was like, oh shit. And I think this is one of the multiple moments in the interview where she starts to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's like,
it's interesting because I also have the fear of getting in trouble as far as like, that to me is one of the worst feelings in the world, being in trouble. Like, I've just always been a little goody my whole life.
I mean,
but
me too, to some extent.
Yeah, I think we have that in common, but I don't walk around thinking everything I'm doing, I'm going to get in trouble for is wrong. Like that's not part of my life like it is for you and Drew. So you guys can be best friends now. And I guess I'll just quietly exit.
We need the like yin
I'm
and
so
yang.
jealous of it. No.
No, they absolutely need a balance. That's why you and I are like partsy.
Yeah.
Like I don't think if I had another of me that this would work. Absolutely not. You might be able to do
Same.
with another of you, but like you
I
already
don't know
do all
about
that. Yeah, see, like anyways. There's a lot of great stuff in this, to listen to it, but there's this really kind of cool way he describes her life as like eras.
Yeah. I was excited because I feel like we do that so much. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that Drew is this Drew, and the phases
Yes.
and the renaissances. Yeah.
Yep, totally. And it's totally true. And then what's our favorite thing? When people describe her light in some way. So he describes her as a flashlight that won't go out, which perfect.
Love it.
Yep. And then I like how he kept like multiple times he was like, "You're so sane," and like I'm just like surprised how like real and open you are. Like
Yeah.
he says sane multiple times, and I think it's because of they have some talk about the institution, which she keeps like describing it that way.
Oh, maybe that is why. Or maybe he's just talked to a lot of people who
Yeah.
aren't aren't all there.
It seems like he really means like real, like she's present. She's It's
Yeah.
great. So listen to it. Like no matter what you feel about this guy, I don't know really much about him at all.
Yeah.
Bill Maher.
I know he was at the Playboy Mansion a lot.
And I know he does Real Talk with Bill Maher. Like we're not like,
Yeah.
he's a famous for what he does, but he also like kind of says like that's me at work and this is me here and I'm a different person here.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it is on YouTube if you guys want to watch the video version, which I do. Like, usually I'm a strictly audio podcast person, but of course, when it's Drew, I'm going to watch the video.
Yeah. And it's great. It's really cool to see.
She looks beautiful.
She's like, has her feet up almost the whole time. Like, she does when she's comfy. Of course, this Flower Film shirt that we talked about is so cute.
Yeah.
All right. So what else is new?
So I noticed finally the new Us Weekly contribution might be coming. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's supposed to be quarterly. It is not in the current issue, which is the August 25th. But they just published a new, very small 2-question Dear Drew on their website. So I'm hopeful. I've been checking it through the library app, which is so convenient and great. So I'll keep checking. I will, of course, report back. Also, our Instagram at Drewseum, we often will update with that kind of thing. So there's been a lot of people reaching out to us because apparently if you search like Drew Magazine 2025,
it takes you to us.
It's us. And there's like, they never put out official word. So I've been having to like tell people like that's gone. And Us Weekly is the mini form of it, but there's like nothing new yet. Just sorry. It's sad to say, yeah.
Gosh.
It's weird. I'm like, we can't speak officially on behalf of them, but here's what we know.
Literally from the inside. Like, like so of course, I got like multiple issues of Us because when the magazine ended, I got nothing. I think I got one clipping. I got one clipping of Ross talking about his book with his husband, and I was like, "That's adorable," because of course it's got like a little illustration of Drew. So I'm like, I got one clipping. Great. All right. So one of the other coolest things that basically kind of led to this episode, right?
Yeah.
A new tattoo. Drew finally got her favorite string of numbers tattooed onto her.
I love it.
Hey Drewbies.
We are here to tell you about our website hosts, Positive Medium, and they sponsor the podcast. We've been clients of theirs for over 10 years, and we use them for all our website needs on thedrewseum.com.
Their services include customized web design, professional coding, search engine optimization and marketing, plus hosting, which has been huge for us for many years.
Plus, their incredible customer service has been one of our favorite features. They've literally saved our site quite a few times, and they always help with minor troubleshooting in a matter of minutes. So whether that's coding issues or back-end questions, etc., we reach out, we get help immediately, which is just invaluable.
Lucky you. To our listeners, Positive Medium is offering 25% off any managed WordPress hosting plan using our promo code DREW. That's DREW. Visit our friends over at positivemedium.com. Thank you.
Okay, so she's literally gotten 4 now since the time that we recorded an episode about Drew's tattoos. It was one of our early ones, number 12. we're here 100 episodes later exactly, which I freaking love. And we're like, we got to fill in the blanks on all her other tattoos. Like I keep updating the description on the old episode to be like, note, Drew has since gotten more tattoos. And I'm like,
Oh my
she's gotten
gosh.
2 more. She's gotten 3 more. She's got 4 more. I'm like, okay, at this point, we just need to do a new tattoo episode to be the full, like, holistically, you know, the source of the information.
Right. Yeah. It's like we're putting out the second edition of the Drew tattoos.
The tattoo 2. Tattoo 222 for her new tattoo.
You know what? It's all about tattoos. Okay, so we've got a little lead-in audio that you pulled. So let's put this in here. Drew talking about tattoos.
I've been getting tattoos at different times of my life ever since I was 13 years old. I think I'll be getting tattoos for the rest of my life.
Love that.
So as of now, it's August 2025. Drew has a total of 14 tattoos. I'm just saying the year and the month because I feel like if you're just like listening through the episodes, you might not know how old it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think it's smart to say that.
Yeah. So 14 tattoos. We just have to note Drew's last 8 tattoos, which all of which came after the butterfly, have been on her arms.
Yeah, which I find very interesting. Is she just like no longer wants to show any other part of herself? Like,
I mean, I'm on
I'd
the
love to
arm
ask her.
thing. You know,
That's
like
true.
I for me, I think it's because I want to look at them.
Yeah,
They're
that
for
makes
me.
sense.
Like,
Yeah.
when I think about that, I'm like, I didn't do this like for other people to like compliment me. I did it because I want to see something pretty when I look down. And so I don't know if Drew feels that way, but like I like the arm thing, and it's kind of surprising to me because you can't cover that up. Like you're an actress, you're a public figure. So like when she kept doing it, it's like, well, I guess either.
You know what? She actually said when she got the butterfly and she's talking on Leno, she says, I like that all of my tattoos are in places that can be covered up. And then it's like after that, she's like, just kidding. I want them all visible.
Over. Yeah. Next is the face. No, I'm just kidding.
How about a neck?
Great. I love it. She'll get like the girl's kisses like on her paw prints going up her neck. We're just making predictions, guys. They're jokes. They're jokes. All right. So just a brief background on, or kind of explanation of how we're going to do this episode. So we covered the first 10 tattoos on the previous episode that Ashley mentioned, episode 12, which we released on October 30th of 2022. So we're like almost 3 years later.
Wow.
And we'll play back and interject where we have new information. So like here and there we'll be interjecting. Enjoy this little flashback. And at the end of this, we'll get into the last 4 tattoos that she's gotten since we recorded that episode. So all new info.
Perfect. Let's do it.
I think that we might be ready for our weekly topic. What do you think?
Oh boy. Yeah. I think it's time. Let's get there. I need to take a breath.
Yeah. All right. Taking a deep breath, ready for this big topic. Okay. So, what did we decide on for a weekly topic, and how happy are you to talk about this?
Oh, this is a great one. So we are going to talk about Drew's tattoos today, which is really fun because it's kind of a thing that we've always pointed out, like when you can see them, or like how exciting it is when this one shows up. People who have been fans of Drew forever, she's had them for so long. There's a lot to talk about here. So we thought it'd be an easy one. And then it ended up getting a lot more information than I expected once I was going through research. So
awesome. Great job on the research.
Thank
I'm looking
you.
forward to going through this because it is a lot of fun. This is something about Drew that I feel like I'm just thinking about, like, Drew as a person with tattoos. Like, it's almost a thing that you could find surprising about her as
these days.
Yeah, like maybe kind of as times she may have been seen as like a girl next door, but she's had this life that's gone in waves and, levels of different personalities and different modes. And I don't know, I feel like all of her tattoos say a lot about the time that she got them. And I think that's why this topic is so fun for us. All of them feel like very true to her in a different way.
Definitely. And like the range of them kind of fits with like the range of her sides of her personality.
Yes, her multifaceted
Yeah.
personalities. So let's get into it.
Okay, so just a couple real quick quotes about Drew and tattoos that we've gathered from over the years. One thing she said is that I really like tattoos, and it's an expression of how you feel, and they're there forever, which is kind of what you were just saying.
Yep, I love it. Another quote is for someone who's afraid to be trapped and confined, sometimes I bust out and do things that are so permanent.
And she was
Yeah.
referencing not just tattoos, but also marriage and that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that I'm like, I could see that coming from this more mature side of her.
She's also many times, I'm sure you remember how many times she's talked about how getting a tattoo is a pleasurable pain.
Yep.
In Details 1997, she said, that pain is like nothing else in the world. And it's so sexual too, you know? I mean, after it's done, you just want to go and drive a car off a cliff or something.
Okay, I love that
I
because
know.
how is something being so sexual make you want to drive off a cliff? I don't know, but that feels like a Druism.
Yeah. And I
And-
didn't type this up, but she also said afterward, like, okay, kids, don't try this at home.
That's great. But also, I agree. Having recently, within the last couple of months, gotten a new tattoo, like there's a something about if you can tolerate it, it has a pleasurable thing about it.
Yeah, I haven't done it in so long. I don't even remember. So I'll
Yeah.
take your word for it.
Okay, so she has 10 tattoos in total, which I wouldn't have been able to tell you off the cuff. So it's kind of cool that it's an even,
Yeah,
beautiful number, like
It's
10.
easy to remember now.
Yep.
I love that she made it so it's no longer a beautiful even number. Thanks, Drew.
But it's still even. It's
You're
still
right.
even.
So just like back to like that was October 30th, 2022 that we released that. We're in August of 2025.
It's now 14. All right.
Crazy.
Yeah. Are we ready to move on?
Let's hear some more. And she's said, just like we were just saying, that there are reflections of times in her life, which is
Yeah.
great. So let's
Yeah.
get into the details of the tattoos, and we're going to go in chronological order as best as we know when she got them.
Awesome. Okay, so we're starting with the flowers on her hip. It seemed that she was kind of unclear as to when she got it, right? Based on some of the stuff you looked at first.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Drew isn't the best at accurately saying how old she was when something happened, but
Yeah.
I'm going to take her word for it on this first one.
Okay, cool. So she said her first, which is a bouquet of flowers on the front of her left hip, she had gotten around the age of 13, which
Just
kind of makes
wild,
sense.
but-
When was she officially emancipated? Was it
She
14?
Yeah, it was right before she turned 15.
Okay.
So, but I also could see her walking into a tattoo shop in LA and them just being
Yeah.
like, sure.
They're like, oh, Drew Barrymore? Cool.
yeah.
And it was originally just of a rose when she got it at first.
Yeah, I did not remember that until I was doing the research, but I found a couple places where she said, like, oh, I have a tiny red rose, or said, like, it was originally just
Oh.
a rose. So I had forgotten that completely.
I had forgotten that, but this next part, I do remember this.
Yeah, so she added daisies to it later, and they don't even totally look like daisies, I have to say. It's kind of a weird tattaoo, and we'll
It
get
is.
into her feelings about it.
It is.
But she said that it was done by a big Australian meanie. And she went in and she was like, I want daisies. And he said, I don't do daisies. Lie down. She said, okay. So she said, you know, it's still there, and it's absolutely her least favorite of her tattoos, which is, you know, her first one. I guess that's okay. She said she loves all her other ones, but she said the thing is, I wouldn't have it removed because I just don't believe in that. You were there at one point in your life. Just keep it, damn it.
When is that quote from, which she says, just keep it, damn it? Was
I
that
believe
from...
that whole thing is also from Details 1997. That was
Okay.
a good one for tattoo information.
Okay, cool. So in 1986, talking about this tattoo, she said it was shocking to her that she just really wanted one. And when the guy said he wouldn't do what she wanted, she was just like, okay, draw anything. And then she said, it's not really that cute, but I like it. It reminds me of how I would have taken anything, not necessarily the thing I wanted. Now I have a great deal of patience.
It's a great way of like silver lining looking at it. I wasn't going to say anything about this one, but it's very interesting to think that this happened at 13. Where in the Little Girl Lost timeline did this happen?
Yeah.
Like pre-ASAP? Is this during one of the times she was released and it was like a reaction to that?
So we're talking about like the flowers. Like when would she
Yeah.
have gotten like the rose or whatever it was at first?
She's
Yeah.
13, like crazy to imagine. Maybe.
But like maybe not so crazy. Maybe exactly what I said. Someone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Drew Barrymore, cool."
yeah.
Like just like
And
that.
she's in a big rebellious phase of her life.
100%. I feel like a lot of people who have tattoos, like you said, end up getting something not so great.
Yeah. I have one
You know?
that I wouldn't mind not having.
Yeah, I get that.
All right. So we know that her next one would be, I would say, one of her most famous ones, which is the cross that she has on her. Let me think about this for a second. Right ankle.
Okay.
The first time that I could find visual proof of it was some candids, like an event that she attended in October 1990.
Okay.
So we can assume around that time it fits. So she has the cross. It is wrapped in ivy and roses. Like I said, it's near her right ankle. And she said a couple times that she designed it herself, which I also had forgotten that information.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that too.
Yeah. So she described it as a 4-angled cross because at the end of each end of the cross, there's another cross, basically. Like you
Okay.
kind of know what I mean.
Yes,
I'm
I
not
do.
describing that well, but. And then she said at that time, she believed that religion and spirituality were everywhere you looked and everything was possible. So that was sort of like her inspiration.
Cool. She also felt that it was a sign when she first read the script for Poison Ivy that the title character, Ivy, has the same tattoo. Although, interestingly, of course, we have to kind of mention this, the tattoo that she had on her ankle was then covered.
Right.
And then she had a tattoo instead on her, like, kind of upper thigh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, it makes sense to be like, oh my God, I also have a cross tattoo. And this was in a time in her life when she was like, I really need to get a role and I really need to get an iconic role that'll take people's minds off of me as a child.
Yeah.
Which was a successful endeavor as far as Poison Ivy goes.
Yeah.
So putting the tattoo in a sexier spot, as you might think.
Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet that was part of it. Plus, she had to like not have it at the beginning and she gets it in the movies. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
She said that it symbolizes pain, death, life, and love. Basically, she said, like, it's my whole theme, crucifixes, which it's not really a crucifix, it's a cross. But
yes,
if you remember, she was wearing cross necklaces all the time in like 1992.
She was.
In 1991, here's a quote that she gave. She said, I've had it like a year. No one sees it, just my friends. Unless I want to be a badass and wear shorts and no socks or something, it's funny. The one person who's afraid of commitment has something that's pretty life lasting, but I can always cover it up if I want.
Yeah, I love that.
Fun.
I love that. Okay, so next is probably out of these ones my favorite so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so far out of the ones we've talked about.
Okay.
And maybe, I don't know, there's something about it. So it's the moon on her toe, and you may be able to remember which toe it is. Is it her right or left?
It's her right. I only know because I have a note.
Oh, you do? Okay. So by 1992, she and a friend, we don't know who, got friendship tattoos, drew a crescent moon on her right big toe, said she was walking past the tattoo shop with a friend, and they just said, let's get matching tattoos. And they did it.
That's like all we know.
Yeah. And then thanks to Drew Barrymore Daisy for reminding us that there was a talk show appearance where she talked about it, which was Conan 1993, and they have it uploaded on their YouTube. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I messaged them because like I said, it's really hard to find some of these talk show appearances.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, was visualizing, and it still might be her third 1995 David Letterman appearance where she's wearing the green top. I think she describes her tattoos in that one, but you can't find that online right now, which is so frustrating. But so I messaged Drew Barrymore Daisy and I was like, can you remember? And they pointed out to me that Conan had a good description. And I was like, cool, now we know. Because I had the note of like her getting it with a friend, but I couldn't find the source. And that was the source. So that was great.
Yes. I think one of the reasons I really love it is because you and I have talked about getting tattoos together for so long and we haven't been able to land on anything.
Never have.
So maybe we just get like a moon and a sun and we call it a day.
Or let's just get the How Do You Drew logo. That would look cool.
Oh, perfect.
Just really big across our backs.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. It's well, I was gonna say it's free advertising, but tattoos aren't free, people.
It pays for itself.
Yes. I just have to interject. We still have not. This is 3 years later.
But we have decided what it's going to be.
We have a plan.
We have to get it. Side note, do we not insert the Conan audio? Because we need
I
to.
guess not. We can do it now. Okay, it looks like we didn't put the audio from the Conan clip we were talking about, so I'm going to drop it in here, guys. Enjoy it.
But you wearing a tattoo? I was looking through some of those earlier as part of my job.
I have one right on my ankle, actually.
What do you have on your ankle?
A cross, a sort of fourth angled cross. There's a cross at each angle. And it has rose vines growing through it. And I put it on there about 5 years ago.
Wow. How many tattoos do you have?
I have 5.
Mm-hmm. What? No, I'm not going to get, but what kind are they? You have a cross and what else?
Yes, I have a cross on my ankle. I have a blue moon on my toe.
And what makes you think of that? What makes you think of, like, I've got to have a moon?
Well, what made you think of it?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. What made you think, okay, I've got to have that? Because it's a pretty permanent decision.
Actually, a friend of mine, we were walking past a tattoo shop one day and went, let's get matching tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it happened.
Oh, cool.
And it's still there.
Right.
So...
They're not those fake kind. I get the fake kind a lot.
I have those too. Those are a lot of fun. And then I have cherubs growing. I hope they're not growing. Along the base of my back.
Uh-huh. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to her cherubs, which are 2 separate tattoos, both on her lower back. The first one is on the right side, and it's a group of 3 cherubs that are holding a cross, and the cross has her mother's name, Jade, on it, which is, very interesting. I think she probably got this, we can guess, around 1992 as well. Well, she for sure had it by 1992. That seemed like a time in their relationship where they were the most close, and then it maybe never again were they close after that. So not sure what went on, but we can speculate all day about that.
Yep.
I have, and this is like the stupidest, vaguest memory that I was like, do I even mention this? And I only found like one minute piece of evidence that I didn't imagine this. But, there was this show in the early 2000s called Crossing Over with John Edward.
Yes.
It was like, do you remember this? He's like a medium. Okay.
Yes.
I was obsessed with it for a while. Like I watched it all the time. And Jade was on one time. And like I said, I couldn't find any clips, but I found like one like TV guide that mentioned it or something.
Okay.
And I swear there's something came up, and obviously, like, whether you believe in his abilities or not, it would have been very easy for him to get this information. But he does like bring up that tattoo in the, like, he's basically saying like, I don't even remember who he supposedly was communicating with on the other side, but he brings up like, I'm seeing a tattoo with your name or something along those lines. And I don't think they showed a picture, but of course I knew exactly what it was. And says like, oh, Drew has that tattoo or something like that. But that's like the only relevant note I have on that tattoo.
That's really funny.
But
there's also a really wonderful photo of it, like super crisp, clear photograph of it that was in what magazine?
Us, from June 1992, I believe. It's black and white, but it's a great photo.
It's like stunning.
Yeah.
And the tattoo looks so crisp there. So yeah, like you thinking it was pretty soon before that makes sense.
I think it was very new. All right, why don't you tell us about her other cherubs?
Okay, so she does have another cherub in the middle of her lower back holding a banner with the name James for ex-boyfriend Jamie Walters. And it was said that he had one of her name as well. And then she said that if she had found out that he'd covered up his, she would also want to cover up hers. But his name kind of bled into a black bar after they broke up. And you can't read it at all. So she's quoted as saying, you can't even read it. It's so small, and the colors have sort of bled into each other. It almost scares me. It sort of disappeared. Isn't that strange? Isn't that indicative? And then she said, his name is gone. It just bled. How insane is that? When my tattoo artist did it, you could definitely read it. But he said, trust me. And I asked why. And he said, just trust me. A year later, the name was gone, and so was Jamie.
The tattoo artist probably didn't need psychic powers to know that. It's probably like, really? You sure you want to get this dude's name on you? Okay, so we do have a little update on the Jamie tattoo and the name disappearing or bleeding away. So in late 2023, on the Drew Barrymore show, they showed this tattoo. Can't say when the image was taken, but they showed an image of it. And either they completely edited out his name or the remnants of his name, or Drew had it totally filled in, because it is not just like illegible.
Yeah.
It's not just a little bar. It is the entire banner is filled in black now.
Yep. And it looks like it's a darker black than the other part of the tattoo. Slightly. Maybe that's just my screen. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised either way if like the art department did it, because they're like, do you even like were they discussing it on the episode? Like discussing the like contents of the
No, she was interviewing like a Formula One driver, and I think he had a tattoo in the same spot. She's like, oh, we're twins. Or he also had a cherub or something like that. So they briefly showed it on the screen.
I like to think that he had it on his lower back.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a tramp stamp. And we will share the image on our website if you guys want to see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We've shared it a couple times, but we'll throw it in there again. The next tattoo she got is, I would say, her most famous.
I would say so too. Most iconic. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, that is her butterfly. So we know she got this in late 1994. It's the butterfly. It's right underneath her belly button. So I already have to jump in and say we have this one wrong.
Yep.
We thought late 94, and I remember after this episode came out, our friend Brian texted and he was like, hey, just so you know, when she's on The Tonight Show in April 1994, she already had the butterfly because she talks about it. So let's play that real quick.
Now, there's some of the rumors that they have now. The tattoos? I don't see any tattoos. Do you have tattoos?
That's the cool thing. None of my tattoos are anywhere where they show if I didn't want them to, but I have 6.
Oh, you have 6? Now, what are they? Do you like animals, or do you have sayings? Or
Well, I have a butterfly.
a butterfly?
Yeah.
Oh, that's appropriate.
I have a cross, a blue moon.
Where is the blue moon?
On my toe.
On your toe?
Yeah. And cherubs on the base of my back.
Cherubs?
Yeah. Angel.
So that told us, it was earlier than we thought. It really isn't ever right in your face visible until Playboy, which comes out on stands in January 94. Obviously, the photo shoot was done several months prior to that.
Right.
Also, the photo shoot for Sky Magazine by Michael Mueller from their July 94 issue. You can vaguely see it in one image, just barely. It's so funny. It was like definitely hidden for a while. And then all of a sudden the following year, she's like, want to look at my belly all the time?
Right. And I'm wondering, is it like low-rise jeans? Like, it's like a combination of like fashion. I'm also like, how does she consider her ankle to be a place that's easy to cover? Like, I don't agree that that's necessarily easy to cover.
Yeah. She was wearing a lot of jeans in that time, I guess.
And I'm guessing when we did the episode, we were thinking of like, when would Playboy have been shot? And we were just going from there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a little more accuracy there. So let's jump back in.
So as most people know, she has always loved the metaphor of butterflies, that you can change and metamorphose and grow and become a more profoundly beautiful and capable human being. On Ruby Wax in 1998, Ruby said, oh God, that's going to stretch out if you ever get pregnant. And Drew said, I think about that all the time.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
I know. And she also told Ruby that she felt like she was too old for any more tattoos. She was only 23, which is hilarious.
That's so great.
But a really long stretch did go by before she got any more.
Yes. A lot of time went by. She said she was maybe too old to get more tattoos. Well, 15 years later, she got a small bird on the inside of her right arm in May of 2009. And I just thought it was cute when I remember feeling this when I saw it. There was a time when she was on Rosie And I think we mentioned this before, where
We
they were
have.
building birdhouses, and she said, I love perching birdies.
It is funny. I always think of that when I see that tattoo as well.
Yep.
It's not on YouTube anymore. It wasn't there then. It's not there now, but there was a time where it was there.
And I have the clip.
I love perching birdies.
Thank God. Yay. I love that. We know almost absolutely nothing about that one. Like, it just showed up. She never really talked about it. It was just like this cute little, I'm guessing that was a spontaneous one.
Me too. And for some reason, I always connect it with Justin Long.
You know why, I think? There was this magazine feature, I want to say it's for Black Book, where they each like took photos and then like posted like a text conversation between the two of them. And one of the photos, like the best photo of the bird tattoo, is from that.
Oh, awesome.
So
there
maybe
we go.
that's why.
Yeah, that's probably why. And maybe because they were probably together when she got it, right?
True.
Would that have made sense for this time?
Totally.
So it probably just, I can kind of imagine that he might have been there.
Oh, I bet you're right. That's cute. I love this.
Okay, so we do have a little more info. It's so cool that we were like, speculation city.
We're so smart.
All right, update for this one. The bird tattoo drew on Hollywood Squares. She mentioned a stick and poke tattoo that she once got in a hotel bathroom with Justin Long and Billie Joe Armstrong of Green Day.
Of course.
Of course. And we, like, right away, I was like, oh, it's got to be the bird.
It has to be.
Because I could imagine what stick and poke, like, tattoos are usually relatively simple. And anyway, clearly it was random. They wouldn't have chosen the hotel bathroom if they had planned this ahead of time.
Maybe. Also, is a stick and poke like maybe less smooth lines?
Yeah.
Because I always feel like this has like sort of jaggedy lines to it.
It's by hand. So it's, I mean, sometimes people can do it really precisely, but it's by hand. There's not a machine involved. So definitely, it looks like, simple enough to do in that type of tattooing.
In a hotel bathroom. And then weirdly, when we covered Rebel Homemaker, Drew's cookbook, we discovered this little image, this little cartoon birdie shows up twice in the book with no explanation. So it still is, to me, the most mysterious of her tattoos.
It's really sweet.
Like, what is the story? Where did this image come from? Why would she put it in this book twice?
Yeah.
So weird. Unless she was sending like a secret message to Justin.
I'm going to get one of those birds. Like, I'm just going to steal one.
Perching birdies.
If we can't get our other idea, we're just going to get the birds.
Next one, the Breathe tattoo. So when she attended the London premiere of Going the Distance in August 2010, she had Breathe on her left forearm, but it was just written there like in temporary ink. It wasn't the actual tattoo. And I think there's some people who don't realize that.
Yeah, and I had forgotten that was like a temporary version of it.
Yeah, it's slightly different. So you can kind of tell that she was like workshopping it. Flower Film staffer named Brent Kyle, who was really into like doing a lot of their design stuff.
Yeah.
He actually did the logo for Flower Films that is currently been in use. And it's very similar in style and like font and look to this. So she worked with him on designing the permanent version of this tattoo.
By late February of 2011 is when the new tattoo could be seen on her arm. And it was done by Todd Sorensen between August 2010 and February 2011. A handful of years later, she had decided to get a tattoo of her daughter's names. And it seemed like it was somewhat sporadic, but obviously this is something that would have meant a lot to her and is not like a rash decision. So in March 2016, she got her daughter's names, Olive and Frankie, in her own handwriting on the inside of her right wrist. She said she'd been wanting to do it. And then one day she said we were on our way to an appointment. And I was like, can we just quickly stop at this tattoo shop? She walked in and said, who's available to do a tattoo quickly, like right now? And this guy came up and was like, yeah, I can. And so I was like, I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper, and then can you just transfer it onto my arm? And so she has this really simple, totally obviously her own handwriting, because we know her handwriting well. And it just says Olive and Frankie
really
on the
cute.
inside of her wrist. And I've always loved wrist tattoos, so
me too.
I've always found this one really endearing and sweet for many, many reasons.
Yeah, it's a good one. And she had posted some pictures of her actually getting it, which is cool because like we've never had that kind of access before.
That's right.
And then her last one, damn, talk about access.
Yeah.
So her most current one is on her arm, and it says home is where we are. So it's kind of interesting because this is also on her right arm. So it's right in between her daughter's names and her bird. So I don't know like if that's just where she wants all her tattoos now, on her right arm. So in May 2021, she felt like she still wanted to scratch that tattoo itch. So I guess she didn't feel too old anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't an impulse one at all. She had thought about it for many years. So there was like a woman, just a random lady who was getting a tattoo that was meaningful. And Drew said, okay, I'm going to get one with you too on the show. The tattoo artist was Ryan Ashley, who had won, I think they said she was the first female to win the show Ink Masters.
Oh, cool.
And so the quote was basically inspired by her divorce and by having to move to New York after the divorce.
She said, wherever life takes you, if you're lucky enough to be alongside people you love, then to me, that became the definition of home, she said, adding that it's the most important life lesson she learned. My eyes are stinging because I'm crying so much. I want people to feel that no matter where they go in the world, if they're lucky enough to have someone to love, that is so fulfilling. When I was in rental apartments or not knowing where life was going, or so upset that the plans I tried to solidify for my kids had changed, it really led to the discovery of what home really means to me. And that is, if we are together, wherever we are, home is where we are. So that's really sweet.
I think that is probably her most meaningful tattoo. I think she would say that, at least these days. I mean, it really has a lot of meaning behind it. And she's mentioned many, 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 many times that this was the hardest thing she ever went through in her life, that time period. So to have that come out of it is really beautiful. And now we're back in the present.
Yes, we are. We are here in August 2025. I'm just going to keep saying the date. I'm an archivist, guys. How many things I come across that aren't dated, and I'm so upset about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, let's get into tattoo number 11, which is very meaningful to Drew. It's interesting how the last one, I was like, this might be her most meaningful. And then we were like, they just keep getting like meaningful on top of meaningful.
Okay, so we are talking about the 3 sardines. So January 30th, 2023. I love that now we have like dates like locked down. This was done at Drew's New York apartment by John Boy Tattoo. It is located on her left forearm above the word breathe. So she decided to take a break from the right forearm for just a little bit. And her friend Savannah Guthrie also got one at the same time. So it was like this thing that they went off and did together that was like so exciting to them. They talked about it quite a lot. You could definitely look that up.
Really, really sweet. The like whole sentiment around it.
Yeah.
And this was so cool to like notice this in the magazine. I remember you pointing this out. So in Drew Mag, there is like a photograph of some ceramics that are shaped like sardines that Drew photographed in Italy. And it looks just like her tattoo. And so like we are, 99% sure that this was the design inspiration for this tattoo, which is so cool.
Yeah. And I remember like when she first got it, before we knew what it represented, which we'll get into, we were like, huh? This is so random. Like, what are these weird little fish?
I remember saying, I think it's kind of cute. And then we found out, and then we all loved it. Like, I feel like I remember you, Jolena, and I like having an exchange like, what do you think about the fish? Right?
Yeah. But they do represent Drew and her 2 daughters, Olive and Frankie, all being in bed together. And that's like what they call themselves, the 3 little sardines.
Yes.
Or even more specifically,
welcome to Chez Sardines. It is the hottest club in town. It's so exclusive. It only has 3 members.
Oh. Chez Sardine has definitely become like part of our vernacular.
Yeah, exactly. Chez Sardine. And we have now gifted her something in the sardine theme. We were lucky enough to give her a tea towel that has sardines on it, like a really cute pattern.
I found the actual maker of the towel. Her brand is called Hazel Made, and really cute stuff. And she was really excited to find out as well that we gifted this to Drew. But you gave it to her. Like, we had to overnight it because you were going to the Drew Barrymore show.
Yep, and I like picked it up at the front desk because the package arrived for me at the hotel. It was very cool. And Drew, like, I'm pretty sure she actually said to me, like, or maybe she told me she was gonna like frame it in her kitchen, or did she?
That's right.
Did she say that?
Yeah, that is what you told me. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
I keep looking for it. Haven't seen it yet.
Me neither. Me neither. All right. Let's jump into number 12, which Drew got on my birthday, November 7th of 2023.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me, Drew tattoo. This is also one I would get. So Drew got the words "I am human" tattooed on her arm right under the "home is where we are." So she's filling up that arm.
Back on the right side.
Yep. Back on the right side. And she obtained this on air during a season 4 episode of the Drew Barrymore show, done by John Mesa. And it's just simple block lettering, quite thin. It's cool.
It's really clean.
Yeah.
The Drew Barrymore show had shared this really great behind the scenes video documenting this entire process. So we will link to that so you guys can watch it again. And this is where she reveals that she still likes all but 2 of her tattoos. And like, as we discussed, we know she's never really liked the flowers.
Yep.
But what do we think the other one is?
I feel like it's probably like one of the cherub ones. I'm guessing maybe like the Jamie.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Make the most sense for sentimental reasons.
Yeah, and it like maybe it's the blurred the most. I don't know. Again, we can speculate. Maybe she's not fond of her cross anymore. I don't know.
I would love to ask her about all of this. One day we will. We've just been doing this 3 years, but we'll keep waiting. She also said that it was the least painful one she's ever gotten, which is interesting. Maybe this guy just had a really nice touch.
And it was like so fine.
That's true.
Like the lettering is just like, I almost am like, wow, it was probably so quick. I think it was. You got the whole thing in like a couple minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then our last note on this is that Joel Madden was a guest on the episode, and he complimented her tattoo and kind of approved of it. And for Drew, she said, it set me on my way with little clouds and wings.
I love that.
It's adorable.
So much.
Let's get into number 13 of 14. The word time.
Oh, this was kind of interesting. Okay, so back in October 2023, you noticed first that she was writing the word time on her arm. You could see it on the Drew Barrymore show. You could see it when she went to Austin for the Formula One thing. And she had said that she had recently gone through something that was the most difficult thing since her divorce. And she realized that time is what helps. And we speculated back then, and I'm sure we were right, that she was talking about the whole drama that happened with the Writers Guild strike. Yeah, we don't have to get into that.
You've got an episode that covers it. Like, if you guys want to listen to that. But yeah, she had this realization that time is the thing that helps.
So much like the Breathe tattoo, she was kind of like workshopping this, by writing on her arm first before she committed to the tattoo, which I love.
Yes. So this year, as of recording, so March 2025, she got this tattoo done. And again, it was done live on air by John Boy, with Savannah Guthrie joining in. Is John Boy the same as the first guy?
He's the guy that did the sardines. Yeah.
Okay. So our sardine friend has returned.
He's swimming on back in.
And this one went on her left outer forearm, which I think is such an interesting placement. And then we get another very similar placement, which we'll talk about in a sec. Yeah. I don't know. I just like it. And we got some really beautiful photographs of this, and they were showing it super up close of her getting it done. And it's also I think both of us, both you and I, felt like it had like a strange, like, because it's all lowercase, like it was like, was it her handwriting?
Yeah,
You
we
couldn't
didn't
tell.
think so until they posted the
Right.
video. We were both like, well, we were wrong. We thought we knew her handwriting. Apparently, I mean, it's a weird T because it looks like an upside down cross. And then it's a weird M because it doesn't have like the little, is that called a serif? I don't know.
Yeah, the little like up part at the beginning of the
Yeah.
M. But we got to see, that they were like choosing. Drew wrote a bunch of T's and they were choosing the T.
Yeah.
Like, it was really cool. So Drew says basically about the tattoo. Drew said, I realize now how important time is, how meaningful, how not to take it for granted. Time is our most precious commodity. So let's hear her chatting about the meaning of this tattoo to her.
The reason I got this tattoo that says time was because I was explaining to my daughter Frankie a couple years ago that I really think the great healer can be time. Another reason is I believe in timing. Timing is everything. And also I've come to believe that time is the most precious commodity I have. I'm getting to a time in my life and an age and a place where things look different. I don't have all the time in the world, and I want a way to carry this with me and have a beautiful reminder of how much I now respect and appreciate time, and that it does heal, and it is the best thing in the world.
Time.
I know. I was just going to say, I almost want to like do like hash marks every time she says time. In like 3 different contexts, she uses time.
Also, I'm like, when she's talking about how like precious it is, I'm like, okay, then this is why she no longer has like 25 different projects going. This is why we're saying goodbye to some of her businesses. It all makes sense.
Time goes quickly. All right. Tattoo number 14 are this very meaningful string of numbers that we mentioned earlier, 222. And she received this within 20 or 21 days of us recording this episode.
She received it. She opened her mailbox and there it was.
She did. She received it. I like it.
I like it too.
And it was done at a tattoo studio called Bang Bang Tattoo in New York by Sarah Corey. And it is on her right outer forearm. So she's got these, like, if she was like a boxer, and put her arms up and like, was getting ready, she'd have time and these numbers. And people would be like, what the heck does that mean?
It's time to knock you out. Too much. I don't know.
So we had to come here to do tattoo 2 for this 222.
Are you guys following? So if anyone out there doesn't know, Drew's birthday is 2/22, February 22nd, and my birthday is 1/11. So I always feel that connection with her. I love 1/11 and 11. Anyway, 22 has always been her lucky number. She's often used it in her films, and it's even on beautiful appliances and promo photos. The time is set to 2/22, which I love. And at some point, fairly recently, I mean, I guess the last year or so, probably on the Drew Barrymore show, she did say, like, I'm thinking of getting a 222 tattoo. So we knew that this was probably coming, and so it wasn't a surprise. It was very fun when the pictures appeared that the tattoo artist shared on her Instagram.
I love the pictures of Drew. They're so darling.
She's so happy. I know.
Yeah.
So originally in our first go around of coverage of this, episode 12, we did get into piercings as well because we just thought it'd be fun to include that and rumors of piercings that have been out there about her actual ear piercings, her tongue piercing she had for a while. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that as well, go back and listen to episode 12.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us for our tattoo redo.
Tattoo. Yes, thanks you guys. We loved having you here. We always love having you here. We love talking about all things Drew. We love hearing our old selves be right about some things, crazy right, and then being wrong about some other things. We can't get them all. But if you're enjoying our coverage of all things Drew, please please, please go to Apple Podcasts and write a review. We haven't gotten one since January. And it's like, come on, we got to have something new in there. So
and we can't write our own.
I guess not. Whoever does it first, we will read it on the show and we'll appreciate it and send you virtual hugs and daisies and flowers and butterflies.
All of those things. Absolutely.
Of course. And then you could also leave stars on Spotify, which a lot of people do. And we really appreciate that. 5 stars. And then you can follow us on Instagram at How Do You Drew Pod. And we also have our other account at Drewseum.
Also, don't forget to visit our website at howdoyoudrew.com. You can also reach it on thedrewseum.com/podcast. We've got all of the episode galleries for each episode there. So peruse those. And while you're at it, take a look at the collection. Like this is a huge part of what we do. And it's like, it's adjacent to the podcast, but it very much so is the reason we have this podcast, right?
Like they're 2 separate things, but they also, the Venn diagram overlaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already did the gallery. So there are tons of pictures of Drew's tattoos for you to go check out and her getting them and all kinds of fun stuff.
Awesome. If you're not already on our Patreon, make sure you go over there and join us.
Patreon.com/howdoyoudrew.
And just as a little teaser, we've got some really exciting stuff that's kind of related to the Little Girl Lost project that we've been doing for the last couple of years, really, at
Year
this
and
point.
a half. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to record the final chapter really soon. And then we have something special coming for you guys.
Yes, we do. It's very special. We're very excited. And don't forget to send listener mail to howdoyoudrewpod@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. A question to take us out. What's your favorite of Drew's tattoos?
I guess in like first instinct, I just have to go with the butterfly. Like it is just so
iconic.
It's just so part of mid-90s Drew, and I just love it. And it, inspired my butterfly that I got in the spot where her Jamie tattoo is, which is a little confusing, but yeah, I didn't want one on my belly.
Yeah, that makes sense. For me, I think I actually said in the previous episode that I really loved the moon tattoo, and I still do.
Okay.
Like weirdly, it's it's so blurry, like it's not, it doesn't look good anymore.
Yeah.
But I realized like I'm going to be getting a tattoo soon and I might have a moon incorporated. So I'm like,
cool.
hey, maybe I really did like deep down kind of love that.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite? It's not my favorite in style. I like how I ask these questions and I don't really have an answer.
You need like a bunch of different categories. Which do you love in meeting? Which do you love aesthetically? Which do you love for nostalgia?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, it probably is the butterfly.
All right. Good choice. We're so in sync.
Thank you for coming with us through this metamorphosis, and we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This episode of the How Do You Drew podcast was researched and produced by Ashley and Ann from thedrewseum.com with help from our sponsor, Positive Medium.
Special thanks to Matt Costa for our lovely theme song, Roxy Prima for our adorable logo, and last but not least, Drew Barrymore and all the Drewbies who love her. We do this for you.
Thank you.